What's up, guys? Max here. So first of all, let's wish everybody happy season's greetings, you know, whether it's winter solstice or Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever the fuck else exists. You know, happy holidays from my family to yours. Let's see. Let's talk about updates. Updates. So, take a look. I picked up a 2003 Harley 883. So, interesting thing. First of all, Harley can go fuck itself with a giant metric dildo. Jesus Christ, I have never seen so many one-off bolts in my life. Why is it so difficult to use standard hardware? I don't understand why it's so hard to use standard hardware. Anyway, so I got that bike. It was in a horrible front end collision, so it had to be parted out. So right here's the link to the video playing right now. You guys can click on that and go watch that video. Other updates. I figured out why the ZX9R is really finicky. Apparently one of the carbs, the needle isn't seating properly, and it keeps just dumping gas all the time, which is why I was running so rich and blowing flames and stuff. So I haven't figured out how to do that, but I basically put it aside for now because I'm going to be working on, well, I got the Harley done yesterday. I'm working on the scooter and the CBR today, and you guys will see these videos after this vlog comes out sometime. Super student driver, that's all I fucking need right now. But yeah, so that's pretty much updates. I got a garage full of bikes, and like most of them need repair, as per the norm. Anyway, I wanted to throw out a few words about that Harley. So it's a really small world, interestingly enough, because about a year ago, I met a really nice guy who works for ARL here in Austin, and he sold me his old Ninja 500 that had been sitting for a few years for like $500, and I fixed it and flipped it. And this was before I had the YouTube channel and before I did all of this. Well, he called me like a week or so ago and said, would I be interested in buying his brother's wrecked Harley? And that was the Harley I took apart. And I said, sure, why not? You know, and he gave me an excellent deal on it. And the thing is, like, his brother was 28 when this happened, and now he basically lives through a tube in a hospital bed. Because a young woman without insurance pulled out right in front of him at like 50 miles an hour, and he just ran into the side of her car. And there was no fault of his own. There was no way he could have predicted what was going to happen. There's no way you could react to it. It's just one of those things, and I think it gets overlooked a lot in the motorcycle community. But a lot of times it's something like that. You know, people always say motorcycles are dangerous. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna get hurt. The truth is, like, yeah, every now and then you go down on your own accord. You're pushing it too hard or doing something stupid or whatever. But a lot of times it's stuff that there's no way to control. There's no way to predict. You know, a car pulling out in front of you, changing lanes. I mean, you know, and it cuts really, really deeply when you see somebody like that who is probably a great guy and cut down in the prime of his life, and for what? For nothing. For riding on his way home from work. You know, it's horrible. And you know, that's all there is to it. And so that's why, you know, when I close every video I say, you know, ride safe, guys. But the truth is, I know most of you ride safe anyway. It's all the other crazy people on the road. And I won't pretend to know, you know, advanced motorcycle technique. I'm a pretty decent rider. I can handle myself in most situations, you know, off-road, on-road, and so on. You know, but you know, I'm not anything special. But you know, you always hope that it's not you. And I feel like it's a little bit of a lottery, and it can always be your turn. So I don't know what the point of this is. It's just, you know, when I saw the bike and saw what happened, and you know, it just sucks. It just sucks ass. There's no other way of describing it. And so I'll part the bike out. I pulled it apart, and you can watch the video. But I went ahead and I actually had a guy who would be kind of interested in the frame. But in the end, I decided, you know, that was Chris's bike, and so we. What was I saying? Oh, I had a guy that was interested in the frame, but in the end I ended up taking a hacksaw to it and taking it apart and took it to the recycling center this morning, because, you know, that was Chris's bike. There's no reason for it to ever be anybody else's. That's all I got to say on that. So let me see if I can give this a try. 6'4", oh no! So big shout out to my boy who threw a link. Back when he came to Texas, I let him borrow my 250 Supermoto so he could mow nuts and go right around, do some crazy shit. And a lot of you that are probably watching are probably his subscribers that clicked on the link, and thank you for that. The fact that my subscriber list grows every week really. You know, really means a lot to me. I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, he gave me the shout out, and like he said he would, and, you know, big fan of his. And if you're not subscribed, here's the link to 644 Honda for some reason. So make sure you go click on that. Go watch some of his videos. He's an excellent guy, excellent rider. Had a lot of fun when he was in Texas. Unfortunately, I was moving that weekend, so I couldn't hang out with him as much as I wanted to. But yeah, so 6'4", Team 6 Foot. Way to go, buddy. I appreciate it. So a few weeks ago, actually, he did a video. Yeah, he did a video on you know, people ask him, you know, what's the right bike for me? Well, to be interestingly enough, the question I get asked the most is not what is the right bike for me, but it's how do I tell my wife, mother, girlfriend, you know, whatever, that I just bought a motorcycle. Because of my business, a lot of people that come to me are buying either their first bike or maybe their first big boy bike, or a lot of times they're buying bikes and they don't have a motorcycle license, they don't have shit, they don't have a helmet, they don't have anything. They're just like, I want a motorcycle, so they show up at my door and buy one. And I never tell anybody no. I mean, cash is cash, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say, oh no, I'm not gonna sell you a bike because you're obviously not prepared and gonna kill yourself. I'm not their mother. But that is the question I get asked the most. How do I tell my mom I bought a motorcycle? And I mean, everything depends on your family dynamic. Everybody's parents, girlfriends, wives, and stuff are different. But it made me think back though, and I was like, how did I tell my mom? I think I just showed up on the bike one day and was like, oh look, this is a motorcycle and it's mine, and that was the end of that. I mean, I'm sure that if I told my mother tomorrow that, Mom, I'm done riding motorcycles, never going to step foot on one again, she would be thrilled. But at the same time, she knows how much it means to me, and so we don't dick around with it. You know, she doesn't make a big deal out of the fact that, you know, I ride. And the fact that I've gotten hurt, and I'll probably get hurt again. It's just life. And she just, you know, she lets me do it. But, so the thing I've always found the best is, like, you gotta have an open communication. You know, I've had people literally show up, buy a bike, and not tell their wives and stuff, and then I get phone calls later like I've actually gotten phone calls that are like, hey man, I was wondering, you know, do you do returns? You know, because my girlfriend, whatever, fucking freaked out and left that I brought home a bike, or my mom kicked me out of the house. Like, no, I don't fucking do returns. What do you think I am, Walmart? But one thing I will say is, I strongly suggest, if you have a significant other or you live in your mother's home, ask them before you buy a motorcycle. Like, there's different ways of doing those things, right? Like, it depends on your relationship. You don't have to say, Mom, girlfriend, wife, may I buy a motorcycle? Because the answer is always going to be no. They're always going to be like, no, you may not. So the way I would recommend putting it is, I'm going to buy a motorcycle. Do you want to come riding with me? Because all of a sudden, it's like a two-person activity, and then maybe they're a little bit more willing. I mean, that's really more for your girlfriend, wife, than your mother. I mean, you can go riding with your mother, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, so that is the question I get asked the most often. I don't think there's actually a really good answer, other than, like, grow a spine and just fucking deal with it. But, you know, it's, to each their own. Anyway, guys, that's really all I got for you. I didn't mean to put a dampener on everybody's, you know, fun by talking about death and stuff, but, you know, it needs to be talked about, and I feel like this is the best way to talk about it. Anyway, keep an eye on the channel. There's all kinds of cool stuff that's coming up. A lot of more videos, a lot more house stuff that I keep putting off because I'm lazy. You know, if you like the channel, subscribe. Links in the top corner. And what else? Oh yeah. Since I've gotten a whole bunch more subscribers, I've gotten some comments, some feedback and stuff, and that's awesome. Keep it going, guys. You know, let me know if there's something you want to see, especially if it's a bike that I have. Because I will totally go out in the garage and disassemble some shit for you guys if that's what you want or need to see. I got no issue with that. Or you know, there's something you want me to talk about, you want some advice, want to see some technical information, whatever. Feel free, leave me a comment, shoot me a message, or whatever, and reach out, and I'll do my best to accommodate those requests. As always, guys, ride safe, you know, be smart. It's the holiday season. People get a little crazy, and you know, you gotta keep that craziness under wraps. And so stay safe and have a happy holiday.